Whoa, Ruka is going all the way and this isn't right. Ayo guys, we are back for Rent-A-Girlfriend Tuesdays and this has to be the spiciest one yet for all the wrong reasons because chapter 403 is really pushing boundaries. And I'm sorry for my voice guys, I'm really congested, I'm just fighting a fever, I am in pain, but this chapter is too crazy to not talk about. Because this is honestly, as a Ruka fan, a very depressing, frustrating chapter and it's got me feeling really bad, man. We will be addressing the major red flags here, but before that, let's kick off the video by hitting the like button, hitting that hype button, and subscribing because there's no break coming next week and Ruka isn't done yet. So as usual, we start off the chapter immediately right after chapter 402 where Ruka has asked Kazuya to go all the way with her, and of course Kazuya is freaking out right here. But it's not just Kazuya because Ruka is just as nervous to ask this, but Kazuya stands up and attempts to run away. But as Kazuya gets to the door, Ruka yells out to please don't go away, and Kazuya completely freezes up here and rethinks over the whole situation on how terrible it would be to run out on her after she strike the courage to do this. Because Ruka is a young cute girl that literally put herself in a swimsuit. She is so vulnerable. If he were to leave here, it would be so cruel. It could scar her for the rest of her life. I'm going like line for line to the manga. And then here she just completely goes for it and just starts kissing him so passionately that Kazuya's little buddy has gotten very, very big. And as she goes to grab it, Kazuya's last ditch effort to get out of this situation is to mention how they can't do this because he loves Chizuru. And here it really hits Ruka because she had been having such a good time with Kazuya lately, but at the back of her head it had always lingered that Chizuru and Kazuya have been in communications. But she couldn't prove it and she was too scared to ask. She must have realized what that key and that fish charm were way back in chapter 348. And here she says that she had always known the truth and that she doesn't have the heart to ruin his relationship by getting in between them two, even though she literally is. But still, she has grown up in mind and body and she would still want Kazuya to be her first time because that would make her very happy. He is still the person that she's in love with. Even if that means being second in this game of love, as she grabs Kazuya one more time and attempts to seduce him, and oh my god. Oh man, this is a tough chapter to, review. Alright guys, as a big time Ruka fan, I know guys, this is really bad. This isn't looking good for Ruka, so let me go ahead and start off by saying that please don't ever do anything like this. This is assault, and if you do this in real life, they will put you in a cell with P. Diddy, and he doesn't care if you like 2D girls, alright? He will touch you. And for the sake of deciphering this chapter, please don't see this as me trying to justify her actions. We just gotta review this chapter and what's going on, not justify any actions or behavior. I know that this isn't going to go well, but we're gonna try it, okay? But we have to talk about it because this is Ruka's Hail Mary, her final assault, if you will. Okay, I probably shouldn't say that, but Ruka is at her wit's end. And here, I'm not trying to blame Kazuya, but Kazuya has been a mess about this whole trial relationship. Yes, he has tried to end it, and Ruka has not allowed it, but he's a man. He should definitely be cutting it off. He should be setting boundaries that no, this is just a trial relationship. Because this thing should have ended ages ago, like Hawaiian's arc ago. Instead, he's been leading her on unintentionally while trying and failing to play house with Chizuru for a month. And from Ruka's perspective, everything was going well. She thought that Chizuru was out of the picture. She thought that she had finally won, and as we've seen, she has been on her best behavior, thinking that she is the real girlfriend for real this time. Only to find out that no, Kazuya is still in love with Chizuru and that they have been hanging out ever since the Hawaiian's arc. Here we see that Ruka actually was lying to herself, believing that she had already won. But before that, in Ruka's mind, everything was going fine and she was trying her best to be the best girlfriend she could to a fault. And she has said in the past that Kazuya is a sleazebag and a horn dog, but he's the guy that she's in love with and she wants to do everything to win this guy over. And well, sex is a sure way to get to someone's heart and just something that she also really wants to do as a maturing woman. This isn't only for Kazuya, it's also for her. Sure, you can say that she's been led on for this long and that she wants to at least have the relationship end with something, but at this point, this is not the way to go about it. And real quick, I'm not trying to validate her actions, but when Kazuya can't keep his eyes to himself, doesn't communicate, set boundaries, and here we have this very desperate situationship that I have to talk about. But once again, don't ever do anything like this. But for the sake of the story, Ruka is just extremely sexually frustrated and she thought that she could win over, and excuse me when I say this, I'm not trying to be insulting here, but a perverted virgin. Like I said, she was lying to herself that everything was going well and that sex would have been the stamp on the relationship, making it official, but now that she knows the truth, Ruka is just laying it all on the line that she really wants to go all the way, but she's going about it the wrong way. And as we see at the end of the chapter, very depressingly so, she still wants it even if it means being second, and oh man, that is so sad, but also it does not justify her actions at all. Because you never go about this way when the other person doesn't want to. A person doesn't have to say no to know it isn't right, and I can understand the hate towards Ruka here. Flip the scripts and we would be asking for the necking of any man trying to do this. So I know that this is an extremely bad look for Ruka, and I really want to give kudos to Kazuya here, because do you know how hard it must be to be in this situation and fight the urge to say no? But like I said earlier in the video, he shouldn't even be in this situation in the first place when he's in love with Chizuru. He should have cut things off with Ruka way sooner. But of course Ruka didn't allow that, so this is also partly her fault. She can only blame herself for letting this drag on for too long. But this shows a lot of loyalty and strong commitment from Kazuya, because a lot of commenters and Ruka fans like me will rush to say he should just pick Ruka already. But as a big Ruka fan, I know that I'm just being really biased, because this isn't a true harem romance. I know that there isn't any other girl for Kazuya but Chizuru. But if this was a true harem, Kazuya has the full green light to go all the way with Ruka, because he's trying to decide who his end goal partner is going to be, but this isn't that. If Kazuya were to sleep with Ruka here, this would be a huge stain on Kazuya, because that would be a big emotional betrayal to Chizuru. This is the guy who continually declares his love for her and that he would wait 10, no 20 years for her. So I fully expect Kazuya to still reject Ruka here, but oh boy, that chapter hint is insane. And I also want to apologize here because I've missed a lot of chapter hints in the previous videos, but I have this one and there are so many translations, but here the translation is, "It feels amazing," and man, that is an insane chapter hint after this chapter. That is raising so many fucking alarms that I don't know what to expect. It's either going to be some insane cutaway to Chizuru getting another massage or something, or Kazuya has lost the battle and we have to all lose respect for him. But one last note on Ruka is that I understand that this is a big stain on Ruka's character. I have always loved Ruka. I love her archetype. I love a girl that's always open, that's brash, to just show that they are in love. I love a person that is so lovey-dovey like that. And I always tend to always pick those characters as my favorite characters in these type of series. Like in Chain Soldier, I know that Tenka is not going to win, but I love her. She's the best character in that for me. I would pick her as Yuki, but I know that Kyoka is going to be the winner at the end. But I understand that this is such a bad look for Ruka, and the only hope I have left is that in the next chapter, she just, has a realization, an epiphany halfway through this that, this is wrong and apologizes for it. It's the only way to save her character at this point. And for those that say that Kazuya should still go through with it, just understand that this would not be a win for Kazuya if he's truly trying to get with Chizuru at the end, because Ruka would just use this against him. I don't know if she truly would, but just knowing the fact that they actually did it would really hurt Chizuru and would really hurt this story. But that's it for me, guys, so I turn it over to you guys. What did you think about the chapter? If you're in Kazuya's shoes, would you still go through with it if it means not getting Chizuru at the end? Let me know down in the comments below. And as always, guys, if you made it this far into the video, please hit the like and hype buttons. That would help me out so much. And while you're down there, why not hit the subscribe button? I think I deserve it after trying to do this video with a fever. Oh god, my body hurts. I'm gonna go lay down now, so I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. Seriously, don't ever do this to anybody, okay, guys?